Welcome back to another video, guys, and today we are back on with the KTM restoration project. Now, remember on the last episode we sent all the plastic panels off to the body shop for some repairs and just to paint them up and make those panels look as good as new again as they possibly can be. We didn't want to use the aftermarket ones because they take a hell of a long time to ship to the UK, and also they're just not the same quality as the originals. So we made the decision to get the originals repaired and painted. So I'm currently on my way to the body shop. Let's get these panels collected, get them back to Retro Restoration HQ and get them fitted back on the bike. Right, so we've got all our panels loaded up here, guys. Got the rear mudguard, we have the fuel tank in there. I'm trying my best not to scratch any of this, but I am limited to space in the back of my car. So we've got the front number board there, and then round here we have the tank panels and obviously the rear number boards there as well. And we've got our fuel cap and some nuts and bolts and stuff there ready to go. So these are looking nice and shiny. Let's get these back to the workshop. Let's get them put on the bike. So we are back at the workshop and we managed to get the panels here without damaging them, which is good news. I was quite worried about these falling over, getting scratched and chipped and whatnot, but they've got here safely. So there's a few bits on this bike I want to run through with you just before we get into fitting some bits and bobs, because there has been a few things done since the last video, as you can probably see here now. So to start with, you'll see we've got brand new knobbly tyre on the back there. Remember on the last episode it had those Supermoto wheels on it, which was those things there. We've also got a new gold chain on there. As you can see, this chain is too big at the moment, but I'm still waiting on some rollers and sliders coming for this chain, so I can't really get a proper adjustment on it until we've got the correct rollers, all the sliders and everything on. Once those are fitted, we can then take a couple of links out. At the moment the wheel is all the way back, so we do need to adjust these forward to give a little bit of adjustment. We'll take a link or two out, or whatever it needs, and then we can adjust the chain to suit once we've got all the rollers in. We've also got a brand new air filter in there now as well, and then obviously the front wheel. This is a wheel that was on order. As you remember, it had an 18-inch wheel on the front, so we couldn't actually put the correct knobbly tyre on there. We've now got the 21-inch wheel and the knobbly tyre fitted on there as well. We've got the front brake caliper fitted, and you'll also notice we now have the fist guards on as well. We've also got all the coil and all the electrical side stuff bolted onto the frame as well. Now to start with, what we're going to have to do is fit this carburetor, because to fit the carburetor I do need to lift the rear of this frame up to allow a bit of a gap between the intake boot and the reed valve block, so we can get the carburetor in there. Once we've got the carburetor on, we can bolt this frame in permanently, and then we can start to get our plastics on. So that's where we're going to start, guys. Let's get this carb on and then move on and get these plastics fitted. So that is the carb now fitted, and I've just realised I don't actually have a Jubilee clip that size in the shop, so I do have to get one of those, but that can just be slipped around at a later date. That's only a 2-minute job, so that shouldn't take long at all. The throttle works. Yeah, that opening and closing. So that's all good. Now, I've got these, just a bag of assorted cap head bolts and washers and nuts. Hopefully there'll be what we need in there now to fit these plastics. I don't like using like the hex head type nuts on these. I've always preferred to use the proper cap head type, so hopefully we've got what we need in there. Let's start getting these plastics on. So that is all the plastics now on. I think you can all agree that's looking pretty damn good. Well happy with how this is turning out. Unfortunately, I'm still waiting on the front mudguard, and it's looking like this is going to be another week's wait. I didn't realise when I ordered it that it was actually made to order. I just clicked buy it now. I've since messaged the seller and he said unfortunately they are made to order and there is a couple of weeks wait on them coming, so it's probably going to be another week for the front mudguard. I am still waiting on the seat cover. We've got the seat over there. I've got a red seat cover coming for that, and I've got some red, well not red graphics, but graphics with bits of red in, which will tie into the grips, and a couple of other bits like this down here. We're also waiting on delivery of some radiators. I've ordered a pair of aluminium radiators for this and a silicone hose kit. And I just noticed stupidly when I fitted these handlebars, I've not actually centralised them. As you can see, this is not in the middle, so I do need to just slacken these off and get these handlebars centralised. Still need to put the bolts in for the fork clamps as well. I just need to get an accurate measurement of these and make sure these are level both sides, and then I can fix these in fully. I do need to find some fork protectors as well. If anyone knows where I can get some fork protectors from, because I can't find them anywhere. I'd like some white fork protectors up the front of there as well. And as I mentioned earlier, we still need to sort this chain out. So I need to get the chain rollers, some slippers. I want a new guide, and then we can adjust this chain, take a couple of links out. Still got to bleed the front brake and the rear brake. And I also need a sprocket guard, which again, I think I'm going to be really hard pressed to find. If anyone knows where I can get a sprocket guard from, if not, I'll probably have to make something. Originally it did have a big aluminium plate over here, which somebody had made, but it just looked horrendous. Still got a couple of engine mounts to fit there at the front as well. And we are still waiting on delivery of the exhaust front pipe. So a couple of days has passed since the last clip. I got it to this stage, obviously with all this stuff bolted on. Now I put these radiator panels on just to get them out of the way. Obviously they're in fresh paint. I don't want them leaving knocking around, getting scratched and stuff like that. Now since putting those on, we have now received our lovely shiny aluminium radiators, and they're going to look absolutely mint on this bike. Can't wait to get those on. We've got a pair of those, and we've got a new silicone hose kit. I just went for a standard black in this silicone hose stuff. I didn't want to start putting colours on it. I think it looks a little bit tacky when you start doing reds and blues and stuff like that, so kept it a little bit subtle with that. So I just need to whip these radiator panels back off, and let's get those bolted on here. Right, so that is all the pipe work on and the radiators fitted. Now, I'm going to have a look for another set of these pipes because I'm not keen on these at all. The fitment of them is absolute garbage. There's so many joins, and I'm not happy with the Jubilee clips everywhere, so I'm going to try and find some proper pipe clips instead of having a million Jubilee clips everywhere. But they're just really not good quality pipe at all. Those quite miffed off about that. I thought they'd be a lot better than they are. There's a little joiner piece had to go in there up to a T. Surely that should have been one pipe, like a T, like a Y-shaped pipe that goes up to both radiators. But yeah, not impressed with that at all. Radiators are pretty good themselves, they look very nice. Just these pipes don't fit very well at all. So we'll get it up and running on the pipes that are on. I'm pretty confident they will seal and retain the water in the radiators. So at least we can get it up and running with those, and then I'm going to have a look and see if I can find a better quality set of pipes than those. So let's get the tank back on, let's get these radiator covers back on. Right guys, so that is all the plastics now back on. I've managed to get a couple of bolts in here as well. I put some speed clips on the back. Now how nice do those shiny aluminium radiators look in there? They look absolutely mint. I do need to get some protectors for the front as well. They might be difficult to find, but I'm going to have a shop about, see if I can find some of those. We've still got some links we need to take out the chain, and I'm still waiting on the chain guides as well. Now there is a few other parts we are still missing on this bike. I'm missing the front mudguard, which I've ordered weeks ago, still not turned up. Seat cover, I've got in red, still not turned up. We have got the seat over there, but as you can see, that seat is well and truly worn, so there's no way I'm putting that back on this nicely restored bike. So I've got a red seat cover and some red graphics. The graphics are also on order. I am messaging the seller every few days for updates on this. Hopefully they should be here pretty soon. Also got the exhaust front pipe, however that was delivered to my address and I wasn't in at the time, and the delivery note states that I've got to sign for that exhaust personally. It's come from abroad and there was some import tax I've had to pay. So I've actually had to pay £96 import taxes just to get that front pipe here, and the exhaust itself was £380 I think it was, something along those lines. So that was quite an expensive front pipe, but with a bike this rare, parts aren't easy to come across, so I've had to pay the money for that exhaust. I was hoping to get this bike completely finished on this episode guys and take it for a ride down the yard. However, obviously with these parts not being here yet, there's not much more I can do. Engine side of things is all pretty much done. We've got the carb on, the clutch and everything seems to be working. The brakes still need bleeding, so there's a few little bits and bobs to do. Now 100% on the next episode everything will be put back on this bike and we'll be definitely taking it down the yard. It's just a shame that these parts that I'm still waiting on haven't arrived yet, or else this would have been done on this episode. So without these parts being here guys, I am going to have to leave this one here. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I hope you're enjoying this build. I think this bike's looking absolutely mint. If you have enjoyed this episode, please do give us a thumbs up, hit that like button, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the hype button if you know how to, and we'll see you all on the next video.